Hi there, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. My name is Sarah Robertson and I'm the National Director of Training and Customer Support for Energy by Aegis. Today, during our session, we're going to cover a program called Balanced Body Fitness. And this is a program that was developed by the Gray Institute and a team of physical therapists to help their patients and clients to be able to thrive not only with balance but with strength and flexibility as well. We've got a series of about 6 different movements that we'll be touching on. We're going to start in the seated position and then we'll transition into the standing position to give you an idea of the full range of motion available in these movements. Let's get started. All right, let's find a nice seat, stable chair, feet planted onto the floor, seated upright, hands in the lap. We'll begin with a few deep breaths, just breathing in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. Let's put the arms with it. Taking arms down by the sides, we'll breathe in, reaching up toward the ceiling. And exhale, lowering back down. All right. To begin, we're going to start out with a forward and reverse type movement. Now these 6 movements that we'll be touching on are going to cover all the planes of motion. So we're going to be moving forward, backward, side to side in a lateral plane, and then we're going to go ahead and do some rotation as well. Following these movements, I think you're going to feel much better and you're going to feel refreshed and ready for the rest of your day. So let's start with our first 2 movements. To begin, we'll keep the feet flat on the floor, arms will relax down at our sides, and we're just going to step the right foot forward while we reach the arms up and back. So that right foot's just going to take a small step forward, and we'll reach the arms up overhead, slight back bend, either looking up toward the ceiling or eyes can stay straight ahead. And then we're going to reach down, hands toward the right ankle. All right, then from here, we're going to repeat that. So we're just going to reach up and back, keeping that foot forward, reach back, and then down. All right, on this one, let's add a breath with it. So we're going to inhale, lift and reach back. Exhale, hands down toward that ankle. All right, one more time. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, tilt down toward the ankles. All right, we'll sit nice up and tall, walking that foot back in. Same thing with your left leg. So arms will relax down by your sides. We'll do about 4 reps here on this side. Stepping forward with that left foot just slightly, reaching up, tilting slightly back. And exhale, reach down toward that ankle. And lifting up, slight back bend. And then down. And last one, lifting up through the fingertips, slight back bend, and reaching down toward the ankle. And we'll slowly come back up, step that foot back in. Well done, everyone. All right, now we're going into lateral motion, side to side. To do this, we're just going to separate our stance just a smidge, just a little bit wider than the hips. We're going to reach those arms up again, but instead of going backward, we're lifting through the fingertips, shoulders relaxed, and we're just going to tilt to the side. Right side first, back to the center, and then left. Picture yourself as a tree with branches swaying in the breeze as you tilt right and left. Breaths, lifting and tilting. Do 2 more each side. Lift and tilt. Feel free to reach as far as you can with your fingers. Lift and tilt. We're really going to be focusing on that top hand. So right now I'm reaching with my right. Lift and reach, reaching with the left. And last one. All right, back to the center. Release those arms down. Give those arms a little bit of shake. Take a deep breath. All right, moving on to our last 2 movements. This is going to be a rotation going out to the right and then to the left. We want to step those feet together on this one. You're going to be stepping out to your right as we begin with these movements. You're stepping out, kind of a hinge from the hip. Toes are pointing in the same direction that you're stepping, and then we'll come back in. Now, arm movement. You're going to reach out in front of you, shoulders relaxed, palms face down. We'll step out with the right foot, twist, and reach as far back to the right as you can. Back to the center, stepping in, and then you're going to step out with your left foot, and then reach out and back to the left. All right, let's repeat that. Stepping in, rotating to the right, step in, and then to the left. Nice and flowing. We'll do a couple more here. Back in. Last one each side. So we're going to step to the right, reach, back in, and then to the left. Back in. Relax. Let's take some deep breaths here. Either adding the arms in with a deep breath in. Exhale down, or you can just keep those hands in your lap. One more time. And exhale down. All right. From here, I'd like to invite anyone who would like to try this in the standing position to stand up with me here. Otherwise, you can stay in your seat and do the same movements that we did here during this progression. All right, you're going to want a lot of space, so I'm just going to move my chair out of the way. Okay, coming back to our starting position. Now, this is where that balance will really kind of chime in. You'll really feel that instability, and you'll have to really work those muscles to keep yourself stable during these standing options. Now, the first movement that we did in the seated position was a reach with a slight back bend, and then a reach down toward the floor. Now, I'm actually going to step a little bit forward so that you can see what I'm doing here. Beginning with my right foot, I'll step forward once I'm into a split stance. Now remember, the further forward that you step, the harder this is going to be, the more unstable you're going to feel. So if you want to make it a little bit easier, keep those feet pretty narrow and close. If you want to make it a little harder, step farther forward. Okay, we're putting it all together now. Stepping with that right foot, arms are going to reach up and overhead. Lift, slight back bend, tilting back if you feel comfortable. And then from here, we're going to step it together. All right, let's try that again a couple more times. Stepping forward and reaching up. And together. And last one, reach. And together. Now you'll notice I'm kind of doing a slight lunge with that foot I'm stepping forward with. That's completely optional. If you'd rather stay more upright, you certainly can. All right, now I'm going to scoot a little bit further forward now that you can see my reverse step and reaching toward the ankle. Now in the seated position, we did it all flowing as one motion. We're going to do the same thing here. Now I'm going to demonstrate and I'll have you follow along with me. So arms are down. We're going to step forward with that right foot, reaching up overhead. And then from here, we're going to push off with that right foot, step back just a little bit. Okay, now the hands are going to reach toward your left ankle, keeping your back leg bent, forward leg straight. So you're going to reach down, getting a nice stretch through the back of the hamstring, reaching down toward that ankle. All right, we're going to come right back up, stepping forward, reaching up, step back, reach for the ankle. That just a couple more times. Step forward, reach, push off back toward the ankle, and last one, reach, reach toward the ankle. Step it together. Nice work, everyone. Let's balance that out by going to the left side. All right, so since we kind of know how those steps look, we're going to start by stepping forward and back with the left leg. So your left leg's the only one that's moving here. Stepping forward with left, we're going to lunge it, reaching up overhead, push off, step back, reach for that right ankle. Keeping that right leg nice and straight, that's going to give you a good stretch. We're going to step forward, reach up, push off, back toward the ankle. A couple more times, reaching up and stepping back. And last one, reaching up and stepping and together. Nice work, everyone. So now that we've done our forward and backward motion, now we'll transition to our lateral side steps. Now, in the seated position, we just simply swayed side to side. Now you can do that in the standing position here, or you can take it a step further with me. I'm going to demonstrate the right step first. We're going to be stepping to the side with the right leg. All right, so we can step out as far as is comfortable. This is where it gets a little bit different. We're going to bend that right knee, okay? And you're going to kind of push your hip toward the right side, okay? As we do that, you've got a slight bend in the knee. We're going to reach those arms up and over to the left and sink into it, but reach with those arms and come back. Let's try that one more time, and then we'll add the second side. So we're going to step and reach and back together. All right, now that's just one part of this two-part movement. Second step is going to be to cross in front of the left foot. So right foot is going to step across the left. That's right. So you're going to be coming from this position here. You're going to come up. You're going to cross the right leg over the left, and then you're going to reach the opposite side. Try that all together. We're stepping out to the right, slight bend in the knee, reaching to the left, push off, cross, and reach right. You might be finding this pretty challenging because it does challenge your balance. Take your time. If you're uncomfortable crossing, simply step together. So you can step out, and instead of coming across, just step together and reach. We'll do that one more time. Reach and cross. And relax. All right, let's roll the shoulders a couple times backwards. Take some deep breaths. All right, you guys, we're gonna come to the other side now. Same two movements, so we won't need to kind of go step by step. We can, I think, go right into it. Feel free to pause if you need a break though, or to take your time figuring out movements. All right, so arms are gonna be down. We'll side step out to the left, remembering that we're gonna bend that knee, sink into the hip, reaching your arms across and over to the right. We're gonna push off with the left foot, cross it over the right, and reach left. All right, let's pick that up. Step out, reach, step, cross. Out, reach, and cross. Again, you should feel nice and flowing here. Up and cross. Last one. Step out, reach, and cross, and reach to the opposite side. And relax. Nice work, everyone. Roll those shoulders once again. And we've just got one more pair of movements left. So this is our rotational movements. We're going to start with those feet together. And just as we did in the chair, we're going to be rotating right and left. The only difference is our legs. So I'm actually going to move forward a bit. And we're going to start with a hip opener for the right leg. You're going to step out and behind you. You're going to kind of hinge that leg. You're going to step behind you and hinge it back in and come back in. All right, so that's the first part of it. So arms are going to start out in front. We'll step back with that right foot, hinging it out, twisting to the right, and then let's just come right back in. Try that one more time. Step back and rotate, and come together. All right, now to put that all together with the other side, the next portion of the movement is to cross that right foot over the left, but we're not crossing directly over like we did in the last side step. This time we're stepping forward and out with toes pointed in the direction that we're stepping. So it'll look like this. Stepping back with that right foot, twist, and then you're going to step across and twist left as far as you can. Out, twist right, cross, twist left. All right, just kind of let loose here. Remember, if it hurts in any manner at all, don't do it. Just do what feels comfortable. You always have the option to sit back down. And if you're feeling at all dizzy by twisting your point of focus, keep your head straight so you can rotate body and keep your head straight. All right, you guys, One more side to go, so we're going to repeat that with the left side. Same thing. I'm not going to break it down here since we kind of have a feel for it. So we're going to step across with the left, or sorry, back with the left. We're stepping out and back, rotating left, and then we're going to cross it over right and twist. There we go, we've got it. Stepping back, rotate, and cross, and rotate. Do it a few more times. Back, and cross, back, and cross. Last one, back, and cross. Coming back to the center, let's take a few deep breaths here. Breathing in, lifting up through the fingertips. Exhale down. And again, deep breath in. And exhale down. Thank you all so much for joining me for our Balanced Body Fitness based off of the Gray Institute's 3D Max course. I hope you felt strong, flexible, and balanced. And if not, you can come back to this video anytime and practice these movements, and that should help boost all three of those things: your balance, your flexibility, and your strength. Thanks again, everyone. We'll see you next time on Wellness Wednesday.